With us being nearly halfway through the year 2025, the question is, what is Sonic up to? Well, have no fear, Sega has answered this question with the reveal of the next Sonic marketing campaign for the year 2025. So, without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's take a look at the news at hand. Onto Twitter, we Sonic Rush 3D. So we of course begin with the official Sonic the Hedgehog Twitter account. Go, buckle up and hang on to your quills as Red Bull helps us launch a high-octane year of racing around the world. And to go along with this, they have a brand new trailer. And yeah, it's pretty similar to the one they made for obviously the Year of Shadow, and I think there was one before that. Was it Friends or something? Fearless with Friends or something like that for the year 2023. I forget what it was called. But yeah, because they're partnering up with Red Bull, they've obviously got the car here. It's a Sonic themed car too. That's pretty cool. And then it's basically a video of Sonic running. Then of course we get a segment where Sonic goes into Green Hill, similar to like Sonic Racing Crossovers with the whole ring thing. It's pretty cool. Then we got some decent character animation there. I say decent because, I mean, at the end of the day, it's just made for this random video thing, so it's not going to be like the most quality thing in the world. But yeah, it looks decent. But if you listen closely to the video, you can actually hear a new remix from Green Cave. So let's take a listen. So yeah, Sonic Riders remix for Green Cave, and I can only assume this will appear in Sonic Racing Crossovers because we know from the trailers or whatever that Green Cave is in the game. And if this remix is for Sonic Racing Crossovers, then I must say the soundtrack might be saved because from all the songs we've heard so far, this one actually sounds decent. It was actually meant for a Sonic Racing game because apart from Wonder Museum, they don't really sound all too great in Sonic Racing Crossovers in my opinion. So yeah, if this remix is actually in the game, I'll be quite happy and hope that the rest of the soundtrack can actually live up to this song. And of course, to go along with the whole new campaign or whatever, we of course get this key art right here with some brand new renders and a new logo. And in terms of the renders, I mean, yeah, they look decent. I really like how Sonic's render actually has a 3-color silhouette showing pretty strong right there. Big fan of that. Then when it comes to Shadow, Rouge, and Knuckles, first of all, strange choice of characters. Why specifically these three? I mean, usually it's Sonic, Knuckles, Tails, and Amy, but no, we got Shadow and Rouge here. Very interesting. But yeah, Shadow's render looks okay. I mean, it's fine. The Knuckles looks a bit rougher than the rest of them. Haha, call me Ian Flynn. And then Rouge simply looks okay. You can definitely tell that the most work got put into Sonic's render here, which I mean makes sense. I mean, it's Sonic the Hedgehog, the main mascot of the entire franchise, so makes sense. And then of course we got Green Hill in the background there. Not really complaining about it, it's just it's Green Hill, just saying. Now next up, we actually have an interview with Sega about the whole Red Bull partnership or whatever. Why Sega's Sonic the Hedgehog is partnering with Red Bull. The Sonic brand now generates over $1 billion in retail revenue per year from licensing alone, and that is pretty crazy right there. I didn't think it was going to be that large, but good for them, good for them. This new initiative is Sega's follow-up to the Fearless Year of Shadow, a 2024 marketing campaign which celebrated the resurgence of fan-favorite character Shadow the Hedgehog. Shadow featured heavily in the film Sonic the Hedgehog 3, which grossed over $490 million. And unfortunately for them, they didn't quite hit that $500 million that we all thought it was going to hit, but it is what it is. And in the new game Sonic X Shadow Generations, which sold over 2 million copies, not quite hitting the highs of Sonic Frontiers sales, but that's still pretty decent for a side game. Churchill, not Winston Churchill, somebody who works at Sega, has worked with the Sonic brand on and off since 2007. Back then, she says, licensing was a minuscule part of Sega's business, and the company was almost entirely focused on selling games. Now, following the massive success of the movies, Churchill's team is focused on selling Sonic as an always-on brand that keeps fans constantly engaged with games, movies, TV shows, comic books, toys, pop-up restaurants, streetwear collabs, and more. Churchill's team plans yearly campaigns like Racing Around the World and the Year of Shadow, which bring together content from across the Sonic ecosystem to tell one overarching brand story. Tactics like that, she adds, are what have allowed for the business to really take off. Churchill says she's already deep in the planning stages for next year's campaign, which will celebrate Sonic's 35th anniversary. And we've seen evidence of that with the brand new render on that calendar thing, and obviously the logo for the 35th anniversary. While planning this year's campaign, Churchill identified Red Bull, which briefly collaborated with Sonic in 2024 as a perfect partner, and not just because of its famous racing operation. Churchill says that the key to making a great pitch for a brand collaboration is understanding how the brands best intersect. For example, the major themes of the new racing focus campaign are speed, attitude, and going above and beyond, all qualities Churchill sees in the fearlessness of Red Bull's racing athletes. Particularly Semenuk, an old-school Sonic fan who competes professionally in both mountain biking and rally races. Sega says it will continue revealing more brand collaborations as the Sonic Racing Crossworld's release date nears, but Churchill has vindicated that Sonic has proved itself to be a transmedia powerhouse. Sonic is just having a huge moment, she says. Not even a moment, a movement. And you can thank the movies for that. You can thank the movies for all of that. But yeah, with all these collaborations happening right now, obviously Sonic Racing Crossworld's coming out, I do wonder if we get some sort of collaboration in the actual game. Because, I mean, it's a racing game, right? You can pretty much do anything with anybody. Because, I mean, it's got Racing Transformed. We got Wreck-It Ralph in there. We got, what was her name? That racer. I forgot what her name is, but somebody like that. Then they had Team Fortress 2. Like, they basically put anybody in that game. So, I don't see why they can't do the same thing for Racing Crossworlds. I mean, we're getting Sega characters in that game already. So, just chuck in anybody, really. Just do that. And while we're on the topic of Sonic Racing Crossworlds, here we have a brand new little key art for the game that was revealed at some sort of Sega Expo going on right now. And what it looks like to me is the box art for the game, but it's taken at a different angle. Because all the characters are pretty much in the same position. I mean, Tails in the top right, Jet the top left, Shadow somewhere in the left side too, Knuckles the bottom right, Sonic in the middle obviously, then Eggman in the background. And in terms of render quality, I mean, it's hard to say really because it's a photo of this entire thing, so not like a proper image. But I will say that I like Sonic's 3-equal silhouette kind of shining through once again. Big fan of that in these new renders. Keep it up. It's obviously all still the same models as before, so all the problems with them still remain, but at the end of the day, it at least looks decent with the crappy models, so that's something. And then we have a new render right here. I think it's at the same place as before, the Sega Expo thing happening, wherever it is. And again, nothing horrible, nothing groundbreaking, just simply okay. Putting this render alongside this brand new Shadow render right here looks pretty nice, I can't lie. Pretty nice, what's the word? Kind of like a mirroring of the two characters because, I mean, Sonic and Shadow makes sense. And then, of course, we have the birthday render that I actually haven't talked about yet, and because I haven't, I'll give my thoughts on it right now, and yeah, it's pretty good. Again, nothing groundbreaking, but at the end of the day, it looks nice, and that's all we can ask for, especially with these birthday renders, because it was only a couple of years ago where we were getting this instead. My god, look at the improvement, man. Even though nothing about the models themselves have been changing, I have noticed that once again, the 3-equal silhouette on Sonic has been upgraded every single time, and it looks so much better than just having it not there. It's just the small things that add up over time, and when you fix them, you start to notice that, yeah, actually before they kind of did have a bit of a problem, so now that it's fixed, yeah, it looks a whole lot better. And because of fixing this problem with the old models, when we hopefully eventually do get brand new models, we'll at least know that they actually know how to put the quills properly there, because I assume these brand new hypothetical models have the muzzle curve on there, better looking ears, a better grin, basically all those stuff. So really at the end of the day, all they got fixed is this positioning the quills, and if they're doing it well right here, then we can expect that later on down the line. But with that is the end of today's video then, so yeah, good to see Sonic's 2025 has officially started now, and then in a couple of weeks from now, we of course have the Summer Game Fest, so hopefully by that point, we'll have learned the release date of Sonic Racing Crossworld, because the same week that Summer Game Fest happens, will be the release date for the Switch 2, which of course means Mario Kart World will of course be out. And if Sega's going to try compete at all with that game, then it's not going to be a great sight. So hopefully they push the release date back a couple months, but obviously not too far because, I mean, I want to play the game. But let me know your thoughts on this entire brand new campaign, Racing Around the World. Let me know down below. Love to see what you guys have to say. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, especially that last one. Don't forget to become unleashed. Pressing that join button down below. And remember, it's not necessary. And I will see you all next time. Peace.